Welcome to today's transfer plans video, a video designed to look forward into the next few weeks of FPL to detect the most optimal and meta transfers I can make in my FPL team. So let's waste no time and jump into another Fantasy Premier League video. Just before we get stuck into that game week 16 squad, I am on the journey to 1,000 subs on YouTube, and if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, please do consider it. It's a massive help being such a small channel in myself. But let's get stuck into game week 16 here, because 100k in rank gained almost. We're kind of going backwards and forwards in the last few weeks. A green hour, red hour, green hour, red hour. We're sticking around that 1.7, 1.8 million rank at the moment, and we've still got a game to play tonight. You know, we've got Bournemouth versus West Ham. I think anything can happen in this game realistically. West Ham coming off the back of a little bit of form. Things are looking all right. Of course, the Antonio injury is very upsetting. It's not ideal for West Ham, but putting Jarrod Bowen up top in that position isn't the end of the world for them. And in fact, it could actually help them attacking-wise. I've got Kirkez to play. I like Bournemouth defensively. I like the attacking potential of Kirkez. That's why I chose him over Colwill in the end. Of course, you may realise from the other transfer plans video, I didn't actually go for Colwill. I went for Kirkez instead. Overall, with the squad, though, we can identify sort of the strong points already with the points you can see on screen. The Arsenal defence keeping a clean sheet. Of course, Saka picking up that extra clean sheet point, but no attack and return for him. Liverpool, their game, of course, the red card situation really didn't help performance. However, Salah coming away with assist was nice. I didn't end up captaining Mo Salah. I stuck with my guts and went Palmer. Of course, Palmer blanked in that fixture. But what can you do? Who would have predicted what happened in these fixtures this week? It's very hard to predict the FPL outcomes at the moment with just how the league is looking. Trent, of course, 1 point, and not ideal. But Trent is a long-term pick for me. I like the fixtures in the long term. I think he's a great FPL asset. I still think Gabriel is the best defensive asset in the game, however. Rodgers, another 90 minutes, I believe. 2 points. It's kind of a theme. He's not really doing too much in my FPL team. Kind of pops up here and there with a goal. I suppose that's okay with his price point. João Pedro, similar kind of price point. Again, a disappointing performance from Brighton. I expected a lot more in that fixture, but Palace are on a great run of form at the moment. If they didn't have Arsenal as their next game, I definitely would bring in a Crystal Palace asset this week. CUNHA scoring that goal, amazing. However, after the final whistle, I have heard that he has elbowed someone in the back of the head and snatched someone's glasses off the face. I've just watched FPL Raptors video. Ross described the situation. Doesn't sound too great, and I think a ban will be in place for CUNHA before that Leicester fixture he has next. So yeah, a slight issue in my squad there. And of course, Robinson on the bench there with 2 assists. Who would have predicted that against Liverpool? I mean, I personally wouldn't have. I mean, that's why I didn't start him. But yeah, overall with the team, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. 100k in rank gain. Still Kirkez to play. Of course, I could turn into a red arrow if players like Jarrod Bowen, Semenyo do well, and Kirkez kind of does nothing. But we'll see how we get on tonight on Monday Night Football. But let's look ahead to the transfer plans for game week 17 now. So when it comes to transfer plans, of course, I only have one free transfer this game week. And with the idea that CUNHA will be banned after what happened in his last fixture, he is a clear target I could get rid of. Because if we look past the fixture that he will probably miss on 17, Leicester away, the fixtures really don't look great for Wolves. And Wolves themselves have been an absolutely shocking team in the Premier League this season. So CUNHA is an obvious transfer out. I will mention some of the other points in the team I'd like to address as well. And Mbeumo, yes, the goal against Chelsea was great. Love the fact he scored. Give me a little bit of rank gain, which was great. However, I still think as an FPL asset with the fixtures coming up, I'm not sure I want to own him. Rodgers, another player, he kind of isn't doing too much. I think I'll give him the City at home fixture. And then we're kind of getting onto a fixture run which isn't too bad. So again, I could probably keep him, but I want to make him a rotational asset more than anything else. The proposed transfer I have at the moment in my head is potentially just CUNHA out. Go for someone as a forward who is 7.9 million and below could be the way to go. I just really want Jackson for his up-and-coming fixture run. I'm just not sure it's the time right now before Everton away from home to bring him in. If he gets that yellow card in the Everton away fixture as well, he's not available for the Fulham fixture. And, of course, Fulham defensively aren't too bad either. So, potentially, Jackson isn't someone I look to because I would have to take a -4 in that case. But I would really like to own him, to be really honest with you guys. We have Raul as an option here, who I don't mind. Of course, it would be mainly bringing him in for this week's fixture in Southampton at home. Of course, you can see when we look back to the bench, my Kirkes and Robinson rotation works really nicely. Robinson comes in, Kirkes drops to the bench. With Raul, it's the case that I would have to play him every single week. So, Southampton at home, great fixture. Chelsea away, not too great. Bournemouth at home, not awful. And then it goes Ipswich, West Ham, Leicester, Man United. So, not a real bad run of form. It's just minutes for Raul I don't think are really great. There is that, always that opportunity where Muniz could come on at some point and just bench Raul at like the 70th minute or something similar. So maybe I look at another asset here in Chris Wood. The fixtures are kind of just about okay. I think they're worse than Raul's, to be really honest with you. But I think the calibre of player that Chris Wood is and the goals he's putting away this season, he's definitely an asset I should consider. Another player I could consider it again if I took that -4 is Alexander Isak. And I'm not sure if this would actually work. I'm going to try it live as I'm recording now. It would work actually. And get Isak in and go for one of two players. Enzo Fernandez of Chelsea. I think now he's given me enough data, enough understanding of his positioning that he's a good FPL asset. I think at his price, I think I can justify him as an FPL asset. Another one I really like, and as a Sunderland fan, I've seen Amad Diallo at his absolute best. He's an absolute baller. Putting Amad Diallo in here because the fixture run is good. You've sort of got Liverpool away in the midst of that. Fulham away isn't great either. Newcastle at home could be a bit tricky. But I feel as though Amad Diallo is a great asset I could add to my FPL team. I think Amarin's kind of realising the fact that giving Amad 90 minutes each week is benefiting the team greatly. I think he will continue to do so. So what would the team would look like then is having Isak and Diallo in, and Mbeumo and CUNHA out. Of course, if CUNHA somehow doesn't get a ban, I will just keep CUNHA and roll the transfer into next week. But I feel as though taking a -4 for those two players could be decent. Obviously, Isak's on fire, playing great, and I think even against Villa, United and Spurs after the Ipswich game, I think it's a pretty good fixture run for him personally. He's absolutely on fire. So let's say we make those transfers. What will the next few weeks of FPL look like? Well, if I made those transfers, these players would start for me each and every single week. Kirkes rotates with Robinson greatly yet again. That sort of transfer I made, I'm really, really happy about. In game week 18, could that be the week you look to go away from someone like Rodgers? Or perhaps could I even upgrade someone on my bench like Stewart into someone around this price point, 5.8 million? There isn't too many options there. It's only Raul. But then I think Raul's fixture that I wanted to bring him in for has gone and passed, and I wouldn't want to start him necessarily this week against Chelsea away. I think I do prefer Rodgers against Newcastle away from home than Raul against Chelsea away from home. So, yeah, I think, again, I would probably roll this week. Going into 19, squad's looking really strong. You would play Robinson with the home fixture over Kirkes. It's then the question of what do we do with João Pedro. He has been a bit disappointing. I've gave him the last few weeks to kind of, feel the team out. Is he got his place there? And if he doesn't, it's an easy transition into somebody else in the squad. The problem is with this squad at the moment is there's not a real way to get Nicholas Jackson in. I think Nicholas Jackson, around this time, game week 19, game week 20, is a really great asset that I really, really want to own. And I'm not sure I can really stretch my team sort of money-wise and value-wise to get that funds to get Nicholas Jackson. So I think I would probably have to say with João Pedro, this could be the week that you go to Raul and make that transfer. And then you've got Raul from that Bournemouth at home fixture, of course, Ipswich the week after, West Ham, then Leicester. It's a great little fixture run. And it gives me the opportunity to bench someone like Morgan Rogers, and then I've got him as a more rotational asset than anything else. It just means that Ahmad is going to have to play most weeks in my FPL team, which I really don't mind if he's putting up the numbers he is, because he's just playing off his socks. Unbelievable footballer. But that's kind of the idea for the next few weeks of FPL. Of course, we still don't know what's going to happen with CUNHA. If it's the case that CUNHA isn't going to get that ban, I will probably just roll my transfer into 18 and kind of just feel out how the forward options are looking, because João Pedro's looking really disappointing. And players like ISAK and Nicholas Jackson, I really can't decide on which one I prefer out of the two at the moment. Possibly slightly more towards ISAK if I'm being really honest. But yeah, that is my transfer plans for game week 17. As always, to outro my videos, I'd like to give you guys at home a big thank you for supporting the FPL Mugs YouTube channel. If you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you drop a like. And if you aren't yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe for future FPL content and deadline streams. But that is everything for today's video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.